Hello, welcome to your eclipse reading for August 2017. Normally I do the monthly forecast videos separate from and in addition to the eclipse forecast videos, but I decided to combine the month of August readings with the eclipse readings, so I'll be making 12 videos instead of 24 this month. I'm recording these a week into August already. We just had the full moon lunar eclipse on the 7th, which was exact at 11:11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. This is a very active month astrologically, so I would really be surprised if things were fairly quiet and uneventful in our lives throughout August. Aside from the eclipses, we have Mercury going retrograde on Saturday the 12th, which is sandwiched in between the eclipses as the featured planetary energy. We also have Saturn going direct on the 25th at 5:09 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And this is an important time for destined and fated events to occur because it is the karmic nodes that cause the eclipses twice a year, whenever we have a full or new moon near these points. The new moon solar eclipse occurs on Monday, August 21st at 11:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time in Magha Nakshatra within the Leo constellation at 4 degrees 46 minutes using the sidereal zodiac. Even if you are using tropical coordinates, it is still occurring in the sign of Leo at 28 degrees 52 minutes. I'll be doing something a little different for the eclipse readings. For the solar eclipse, I will roll these astrological dice and cast a quick chart sketch to interpret how its energy will most likely be affecting your sign. Then I will draw from the Karma Cards deck and similarly interpret its energy for the month in general. And lastly, I will draw a couple of tarot cards for any additional messages about the eclipse and the essence of August. So let's go ahead and get started with your readings. Gemini, let's see what the Astro Dice have to say, how the solar eclipse is going to affect you this month of August. Gemini. Okay, Moon, 12th house, Virgo. Let's just move this around. Moon, Virgo, 12th house. Okay, so I've pre-constructed a chart wheel here, and I'm going to place the moon, symbol for the moon here, in the 12th house. This is the 12th house right here. And it's in Virgo. So there's the symbol for Virgo. So let's just go around and make the chart. See, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo. Okay, so the moon is the natural ruler of Cancer. Okay, so Cancer is here in the 12th house based upon a Libra rising, which is what this chart ends up being if you're doing the if you have Virgo in the 12th. So this may or may not be your chart, Gemini, but it's just this is applicable whether or not you have your sun, moon, or rising sign, your ascendant in Gemini. It's just sort of that energy of Gemini, and I just wanted to get an astrological picture of that. So just for visual sake, we'll go ahead and color in the 12th house here. Go ahead and color in the 12th or the 10th house here. The 10th and 12th houses are going to be illuminated. What is the 10th house? The 10th house is status, it's career. It's not just your job, but it's your goals in life. What is it that you came here to accomplish? Okay? It's your reputation, it's status, it's fame, it's all of that. Okay? It's the most public house. It's what everybody sees. Okay? The moon in the 12th house. The 12th house is the house of, you know, it's seclusion. It's hidden things. It's sort of stepping out of society and being alone, okay? It's also the house of loss, and it's also the house of death, okay? So there could be something that you may be letting go of when it comes to, you know, your goals. Your goals could be changing. You could release old goals and sort of replace them for new ones. There's could be something that has to do with your status or your reputation as well. And, you know, there's maybe a tendency to want to sort of seek solace just based upon what the astro dice are saying here. So I wanted to go ahead and sort of construct this so you could see visually how this energy is going to be affecting you Geminis. So I also wanted to go ahead and let's put this here. I wanted to draw some cards using the planets, the signs, and the houses. This is using the Karma Cards deck. I think this is just a fun addition here. So I just want to sort of mix them up before I actually shuffle them. So planets, let's see what planetary energy will be affecting you. And I feel like this is going to be for the whole month of August. I want to do that for the month of August, not just for the eclipse, but everything in its entirety. So we have the Mercury retrograde, we have the Saturn direct, we have the eclipses. Just in general, how is August going to be for Geminis? Let's pick this card right here, Neptune. Maybe a little bit of confusion. Maybe others are being either deceptive or purposefully misleading you. Could also be some sort of fantasy. You know, the 12th house is the house of fantasy. It's not really grounded in reality here. This actually could be good for using any sort of like photography or any sort of artistic thing to make things like beautiful, using, you know, your spiritual gifts or something like that with your career. So it's not necessarily, doesn't have to be a change of goals. Because Neptune, it's confusion, it's delusion, but it's also, you know, it's also oil and plastic. What is plastic? It's very Hollywood. It's very like image based. So making something appear to be different than it, you know, is in its raw natural light, where you put on filters, you make something more beautiful, photoshops, that sort of thing. Gemini is coming up. Okay. Interesting. I feel like this has to do with ideas as well. Some sort of dream that you might be implementing. 4th house, security, which is the opposite of the 10th house. Okay. So I wanted to note that with these cards, you have orange and you have blue. Now the orange is the outer realm. It's the external environment. It's everything that's active and dynamic energy. It's out there. The blue is the internal self. It's the inward self. It's what you don't see because it's inside. It's more introverted, whereas the orange is more extroverted energy. So the active dynamic energy that's at play here is Neptune. The inward receptive, how you're going to be processing this, is in Gemini in the 4th house. And I'm going to be focusing less on, you know, a wheel here to interpret or a chart to interpret, and more so on the sentences that this comprises, just just for fun and like a different perspective. This is sort of an experiment, so normally I just do the cards, but I wanted to use these other tools as well. I will be using the cards here in a minute too. So also, I did mention that the orange is the outward, active, more, I guess, yeah, it's active energy, and this is the more passive energy. So the lines here, they comprise these sentences. The cards make these sentences, these phrases. And the S, M, and P is spiritual realm, mental realm, and physical realm. Okay, so the spiritual realm: inspire others with information to explain what makes you feel secure. This is actually really good. I feel like you're going to have an impact on the general public at large here, again, because it's a very public house. It's your reputation. It's what people see of you. It's the most visible house here. And you do have the 10th house in Cancer. This is that Cancer energy, since the moon rules Cancer. And Cancer is the natural ruler of the 4th house. And I hope that's not too confusing for you. But you do have the 4th house here. Anyway, I wanted to more focus on the sentences, so let's do that. So let's see. Inspire others with information that you have, or with information that you can explain to others, with info. Explaining and coming from the self, coming from you, of what makes you feel secure, what makes you feel safe. Information. So this is based upon your personal experience on how you can influence other people. With information of security. That's the spiritual aspect of this month. Okay. The mental aspect is be prepared to sacrifice for communications about support. Again, the sacrifice has to do with this 12th house of loss. So something that you're going to be giving up. I feel like it's not really so much of a sacrifice, however. I feel like you're just going to be sharing knowledge, imparting knowledge. Giving it away is a sacrifice, right? To give away to other people, communicate to other people. So giving away your knowledge, let's say give knowledge. And again, communicating about support. Give knowledge and communicate about support issues, how we can be there for one another. Maybe support would be some sort of public office or some sort of social welfare, social reform. It could be social work, some sort of community-based support that you're sharing resources with other people in that sense. What makes people feel supported, groups, organization, things like that. Okay. On the physical plane, this is good information that you're going to be giving to other people to make them feel supported. Okay. Physical plane, yielding is the only way to. And then when you have resulting from the fluctuations of your home base or family. Okay. I'm just going to say yielding to fluctuating home and or family. Let's just put home and family. I'm getting like an idea of what this has to do with actually. And it's so specific that I don't want to say it's generally for Gemini. Inspiring other people with information of, you know, maybe community resources for family planning. Again, it's so specific that it's not going to really apply to everybody, but some people. Anyway, that sort of general energy is there. So I'm going to go ahead and pull a card here. I'm using the Wild Unknown Tarot. I always like to do tarot cards on this channel, so let's see. What image is coming up? Show me the image, show me the energy of how the solar eclipse is going to be impacting Gemini energy. Okay. Oh. 5 of Pentacles. Okay. So here we see this beautiful rose, and it's wilting. You know, it's in the phase of compost, right? It's from, you know, the fruit, the blossom, right, or the flower is blossoming to, it's turning into compost now, which is the sign of death, releasing, letting go. The 12th house is about releasing and letting go. I'm getting a strong sense this has to do with like family as well. Security is also the moon. It's feminine fertility, things like that. This could be the shedding here that I'm seeing could have to do with menstruation as well, women's health. There's something to do with that, family, women's health, reproduction. Something about loss here that I'm seeing. 10th house of, you know, the public. Let's go ahead and pull another card to see just the general energy for August, the month of August in its entirety. I feel like this is it. Death card. Okay. So I'm seeing a definite theme here of loss, letting go. Anytime there is a release, it allows like, you know, again, we have this sort of compost phase. There is a death of something for a seed to be planted, okay? So it's sort of clearing the way for something new to come in, okay? Again, the 12th house is the house of letting go, of releasing. It's a phase that is coming to an end that has to do with, you know, home and family. It's something that you are learning from or have learned from to help other people in some way. And I feel like this has to do with the field of medicine, since it's a Virgo, which is about, you know, health. It's also, you know, Virgo is the sign of the teacher, right? Imparting knowledge, information. So information, you know, giving other people something that you have learned, telling them something very important about your own personal experiences, and being outspoken with that, okay? So this is kind of what I'm seeing for this month, is sort of a general energy of supporting other people, giving information that is useful, that has to do with, you know, security and inspiring others. So I get the general sense that this eclipse energy is very much the energy of the entire month. They're very similar here, about releasing and letting go. And it's important. A lot of us are going through some sort of restart or refocus, something that is like a new phase that's coming in. There's something that needs to be sort of cleared out in order for that to happen first. And for you, Gemini, it just looks like it could be, you know, in the impact that you have with the world and the people around you. And I get this like fertility issues, health issues, women's health, could be even women's rights. There's something that's coming to the forefront that has to do with this energy for Gemini. It's information, resources, things like that. Okay. So Gemini, I hope this was helpful to you. If you have any questions or comments about this particular reading, please feel free to leave them in the comments section below and I will respond to you personally. Otherwise, I will see you in the upcoming videos. Take care and be well. Thank you so much for watching and liking my videos and for subscribing to my channel. If you would like a personal reading that is custom to you and your current situation, feel free to contact me through my website, sungoddessashley.com, or via email. I will leave the links in the description box below. Thank you and make it a great month.